Radiant Rising, everyone. It is just an amazing time to be alive, no matter where we are, no matter what is happening in this present moment when we're all together here with all of this amazing, powerful, magical, alchemical energy, with all of our high and rising vibrations. This moment is going to be a magical one. We're going to get right to it. This moment comes to you by way of our melanated meditating maestro Miles, who got a download on the hero's journey. And when I tell you that the brother is in sync with the universe, because when I tell you we all in our hero's journey right now. Quiet as a kept, don't know. Let me give you a breaking news flash. Woo! We are on a hero's journey and we're here for it. So we're going to jump right in. Um, more than ever, more than ever, I'm going to share my screen. I really got to download on this whole breathing thing, y'all, because we don't think about it, right? It's something that we just do. So we don't think about what it takes to breathe, you know, the fact that our body is breathing, um, all of the organs, what happens when the oxygen comes in and when we release it. But it is not only a physical act and a physiological act, but it's very much a spiritual act and a mental act because the oxygen is going up and giving us clarity. And yesterday, when I was doing the download for YouTube, when I was doing the recording, I got the download on breathing for balance. Because in this season and on this hero's journey and in this full moon that is in Libra, which is the sign of balance, among other things, it is more important than ever. That's the message I got regarding this full moon. This is an opportunity with the help of the universe to get in balance. We're off kilter, y'all. I mean, we all know the matrix is just, you know, it's just crazy. And because the energy is so much like that, we have to be intentional in making sure that we're balanced and that our equilibrium is on point. Because if not, it's going to be more difficult to discern what's going on to keep yourself grounded in the madness if we're off balance. So we're going to just take a moment to breathe. Just a moment to breathe. As we all know, we want to settle our hips into our seats. If we're walking, we want to straighten our spine so that as we take in the breath, it can easily come up through the energy centers. And what happens when we take that deep breath into the energy centers is because the energy centers are spinning, they then distribute that breath into other parts of the body, and especially where there may be blockages, okay? And there usually are because of just the environment that we live in, you know, the mental environment, the physical environment, the biological warfare, all of that stuff affects our temple. So just wiggle your hips if you're sitting. Again, if you're standing, just straighten up, right? Get that spine straight. Ah, let go of the stress and the duress, trauma and drama that's held in various parts of our body. Be mindful of your shoulders. If your shoulders are up around your ears, relax, chillax, right? And just take a moment to become present and just do a regular breath, 4 in and out. Breathe in for 4 and out for 4. Breathing in for 4 and out for 4. 2. In for 4 and out for 4. Just becoming present, just settling into this moment, breathing regularly and out. And now we're going to go into the 4-8 recalibrate breath. This is a breath that I now know through the download that was given to me by spirit to the recalibration is balancing. That's what the recalibrating is, coming back into balance with ourself, capital S and small s. So we're going to breathe in for 8, breathe, hold for 8, breathe out for 8, and hold for 8. And as we take this breath, let's imagine that the soles of our feet, that there are roots on the soles of our feet, and the roots from our SOLES is going down into the earth, wrapping themselves around the SOL, the inner sun. And then as we breathe up, we're going to breathe up all of that energy from the inner sun, from the crystals, from the minerals, from all of the living organisms that are producing healing materials. We're going to breathe all of that in up through our energy centers, through our body, out through the star chakra. And we're going to imagine that we're connecting with the outer SOL, literally being binded by the light and balanced by the light. So here we go with an 8 count, breathing in as much air as you can. And when you think you've breathed in as much as you can, take in a little bit more. Are we ready? Breathe in. 3, 5, and hold. 3, hold it in, push it up through your brain, and release. Release for the entire 8 count, and hold. Be mindful of your shoulders, relax your whole body, and 4 count, breathe in and out. Breathe in, just wiggle it around a little bit when we get ready for this next 4-8 recalibrate. And we're going to do 2 in a row this time. And breathe in. 2, 7, and hold. 3, 5, 7, and release. 3, 5, 7, and hold. 3, 5, 4 count breath. In, 2, 3, 4, and out. And in, 2, 3, 4, 8 count. Breathe in. 3, 5, 7, and hold. 3, 5, and release. 5, 7, and hold. And a 4 count. And on this last breath, we're going to just breathe in gratitude, and we're going to breathe out attitude. We're going to breathe in gratitude, and we're going to breathe out attitude. And breathe in. 5, 7, and hold. 5, 7, and release. 3, 5, 7, and hold. Woo! Just move that air around, that ka, that chi, that prana, giving thanks, giving gratitude for being able to take that deep breath, giving thanks to our lungs, our heart, our brains, our capillaries, our muscles, all the bones, everything that it took just to take those deep, strong breaths. We give thanks. We give thanks because we are on a hero's journey. And we're winning. For those embarking on a hero's journey, it's a trip. Not for the faint of heart, so before you start, get a grip. Bind yourself to the suns and the planets within. Become one with divine as you spin toward a win. This transformative experience comes with a twist. When it happens, remember, We signed up for this. Said yes to the challenges, heartache, and stress, and illusions bringing confusion to our happiness. For the wisdom, growth, healing, it's the road we must travel, returning with superpowers if we don't unravel. Secure in ourself, we cannot be dethroned. It's a journey worth taking, y'all, one that leads us back home. We are on a hero's journey.
Ashe.
And we're going to talk more about that. Ashe, ashe,
Ashe, ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
That's right.
ashe, ashe, as
Mm.
we sink one more time into this message and then go deeper still with the meditation. For those embarking on a hero's journey, it's a trip. Not for the faint of heart. So before you start, get a grip. Bind yourself to the suns and the planets within. Become one with divine as you spin toward a win. This transformative experience comes with a twist. When it happens, remember you signed up for this. Said yes to challenges, heartache, and stress and illusions, bringing confusion to our happiness. For the wisdom, growth, healing, it's the road we must travel, returning with superpowers if we don't unravel. Secure in ourself, we cannot be dethroned. It's a journey worth taking, one that leads us back home. Indeed, indeed. Ashe, ashe.
Ashe.
And can I get an ashe?
Ashe, ashe,
And
and
for
delicious
those in the
is.
back of the building, ashe,
Ashe,
ashe.
ashe.
Shout
And
out
delicious,
Anita,
delicious.
Michael, good to see you.
Ashe.
Ashe, ashe.
Tasty,
And
tasty.
for a deeper binding of this into our souls, it is our melanated, meditating maestro in the building, YogiGee. Come on in, Yogi.
Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising. Can everybody hear me? We good here?
Yes, you're a little low, but we can hear
A
you.
little low? All right.
Yes,
I got a new mic this week, so we're testing it out today. How about
good
now?
deal. We
I
can
don't
hear
want to go
you.
too loud. All right.
Yes.
Excellent. Oh boy, yes, this one is powerful. This one is powerful. So let's ride into this. How's it sound? Is everybody good?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. One more. Woo. All right. So this is a reflection on our inner quest, our awakening, our courage, and aligning with our soul path. So as we get comfortable, if we're seated or lying down, find your most comfortable position. Close your eyes. And welcome. You've entered a sacred space, a space to honor the inner journey, the calling, the transformation. This is the hero's journey, your journey. Now let's take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let it go. You are safe here. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Now, with each breath, begin to turn inward. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest, a trail before you. This is the moment of the calling, a whisper from within, a nudge from the universe. What is calling you right now? What truth is asking to be lived? Breathe in to that knowing. Breathe deep into that knowing. Now step forward onto your path. You are now crossing the threshold between the known and the unknown. Feel the ground beneath you shift. And with each step, say silently, I'm ready. Ready to grow, to transform, to meet yourself more deeply. There may be fear, but there is also strength. Let your breath anchor your courage. Now, as you walk this sacred path, you'll encounter challenges. Each obstacle is a teacher. Each shadow is a guide. Reflect. What have your recent trials taught you? What strengths has been awakened in you? Now inhale. I grow through what I go through. And exhale. I trust the journey. All that you need is already within you. Now see yourself standing in the center of your inner world. You faced the storm. You've touched the power. You are transforming. Feel this truth in your body. You are no longer who you were. Say silently, I am reborn in wisdom. I carry the fire of my soul. It's time to return. But you do not return the same. You carry these gifts, this insight, this compassion, this clarity. Breathe in this power. You return to you in your world with a new vision. To serve, to love, to live more fully. Repeat silently. I walk in purpose. I walk in light. Begin to bring awareness back to your breath, back to your body. When you're ready, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Gently open your eyes. The journey continues, hero. And you are ready. Ashe.
Ashe, ashe,
Ashe.
ashe, ashe.
Ashe.
We grow through what we go through. And that is the purpose of the hero's journey. The whole reason we sign up to come back here to this school, to what some call the prison planet, is to grow in this dimension so that in other dimensions, because there's levels to this ish on all dimensions. I was I was I went down a rabbit hole for some reason, I don't even know why, of these near-death experiences. I ended up on this channel where this woman interviewed people who had been on the other side and come back. And there was this one old melanated dude. Well, he probably wasn't that old, but it looked like he was like 80s, something like that. And he had gone on the other side. And he talked about how there were levels over there that just like we're going to school and doing these meditations and doing like what we're doing right now, there's levels on the other side to get to your next spiritual evolution because this thing just goes and goes and goes. And so some of us come back here because we have to take care. It's almost like coming here and completing the hero's journey qualifies us for the next level on the other side. It was beautiful. I mean, really, the way he talked about the transition. And I know that many of us, we have a different view of death anyway. We know that death is kind of a misnomer. We know that we literally transition into another form of life. But I watched two of them. One was this younger sister who almost left after having birth. They misdiagnosed her, as they often do, sisters, when she was saying I'm heavily bleeding, and they're like, oh, take two Tylenol and go home, kind of energy. And literally she almost died because she was bleeding out, literally. And she went on the other side, and it was just beautiful, y'all. But it all comes back to this hero's journey. Thank you, Miles, so much for this suggestion of a topic, because and it's so profound. We're right in it. And with this full moon in Libra, my sign, Miles' sign, Yolanda's sign, and there may be other Libras in the building. Shout out to the Libras in the building. Um, it's really a, did someone else, is there another Libra? Anyway, there's an emphasis on balance and getting our equilibrium within because of all of the schism going on outside. That is part of our hero's journey. Part of my hero's journey right now is being a caregiver, a full-time caregiver for dos personas. Okay. And it is a challenge. It's a challenge. And so as I again was preparing for my YouTube uploads and also for this rising, I was literally talking about my own, like seeing my own hero's journey. Preparing this helped me go through my hero's journey, if that makes sense. It like shifted my perspective and made me, even in the moment, I became the observer, observing myself and observing the journey and getting the lessons even at the same time. And it helped me, you know, I went from y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. I went from that to the musical medicine I'm going to drop later, a song called Beautiful. And let me tell you, I needed to slide. I needed to slide over because woo. But I would like to open up the floor as we do the digital doors. Yes, you're so welcome. We miss you. Hey, Aliyah. We miss you, Lotta Goddess, because there's information going on in the chat. You're welcome, Malika. The wise and strong rising spirals. You are right. Ed, for sure. We rise in spirals for sure, for sure. Jamila, so beautiful to see you. Um, But yeah, we're going to open up. This is the time for caring and sharing, for being and seen. In this place, we can speak and live our truth. It is okay to be me. It is okay to be you. And I'm curious, what your different opinions are, what your experiences with your own hero's journey or examples of hero's journey. For instance, as I was researching this, I remembered that I recognized that one of my favorite movies of all time, don't judge me, The Wizard of Oz, The Wizard of Oz of all time, unapologetic. The Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite movies of all times, even as an adult. And it is an
Mm.
amazing representation of a hero's journey. And then I recently watched Wicked, which was, just gave a different perspective. But it was a great representation of someone who was just living an ordinary life, and whether how
Mhm.
she signed up for it but didn't realize she had signed up for it. A tornado came into her life. That tornado can have a different look, different name, different whatever, but a tornado comes into our lives and we're thrown into the unknown. And along the way, there are these mentors and these teachers that we don't even recognize as mentors and teachers, and these experiences, right? That
Mhm.
lead us into our highest selves, where we recognize that everything we needed, returned us back home. Everything we needed was inside to begin with. So that's just one of my favorite examples of a hero's journey. So I'm going to open it up, and let's just chop it up and share the beauty of this hero's journey.
Okay. I guess since I'm here, I thought you was gonna speak, but she's just laying
Use
down,
yourself,
relaxed.
Aaliyah.
She's just relaxing. It's cool. It's Sunday. It's supposed to. But yeah, this hero's journey is quite interesting, and I am seeing as you are, sister. As I'm creating this uh YouTube situation. I don't know if it's a podcast or I'm just talking, but even just posting meditations and figuring out how to get the sound quality right, which AI app to use to get the videos, and how to just recording my voice for the first time and really just listening to myself over a microphone. It's creating this whirlwind of emotions at times because I'm excited, I'm nervous, I'm scared, but I'm like super strong. I'm like, oh, I can do this, but then I'm like, oh, but then I'm like, hey, let's go, and I'm like, oh my god. But the journey of searching to figure all of this out is also allowing me to search within and make me focus on those fears. Like, why am I scared to speak on a microphone? Why am I worried about what somebody thinks of me when they see me on a camera? Like, what's the issues? So, you do end up doing the shadow work at the same time as you're trying to turn your light on, and you're walking through these journeys and you're just like, you know what? I'm here. I'm enjoying this. I love this energy. I love this feeling. So I'm gonna continue
Mm.
doing what I'm doing to keep making this energy grow. So I guess part of that journey is recognizing
That's my
where
name
those
not
shadows
here.
Mute your mic, Aaliyah.
and
Mm.
turn the light on into those shadows to create that strength. So when you walk into the dark, it's not dark. So I love that part of the hero's journey. But to piggyback what you said off of The Wizard of Oz, and like the movie, oh, it just lost my what was it, oh, Fight Club. There's psychological movies as well. Like they're metaphysical and they're psychological movies, so you can look at these movies from many different aspects and get so many different gems and knowledge. But how I caught The Wizard of Oz and even the Fight Club, it was her psychological and his mental. They were on their journey inside their mind, but they were projecting it to us in characters so we can see each persona of the individual. So as Dorothy was going down the yellow brick road, she had to find the courage to find her inner peace. She had to find the wisdom to strengthen that courage to go within. And what was the other guy? The Tin Man, right? He needed the oil. So he needed to be released. He needed to stretch, yoga, Tai Chi. So you can bring all of this stuff in together. And even with Fight Club, everything that he did, Edward Norton, he thought Brad Pitt was a different person. But Brad Pitt was his extra personality, his shadow side. And his shadow side was showing him who he really was and what the world was really like. So I get that whole analogy with the Wizard of Oz because it is one of my favorite movies too. And even the Oz, if we take it to our side of the table. But
For
yeah,
sure.
those are two great movies for me when we speak of the hero's journey of going within to figure out what's going on the outside and then mastering the outside because we mastered what was within. You dig?
We did.
All right.
That is for sure. And yes, indeed, shout out to the Wiz. I mean, please, that goes without saying, bringing that movie onto the soul side and easing on down the road. And if you believe, don't get me started because I don't watch it 1,000 times. Don't let me. I, I will start quoting dialogue up in here. Don't don't do it. Come on in. Who's next?
Hey, I'll come in right quick. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, Anika, beautiful lady.
Okay, thank you. So, what I wanted to say is that I'm so grateful for y'all because when like I had that issue, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, let me remember my breathing, earlier this week. And I'm just grateful for y'all because it's like amazing things happen. And I just wanted to share this right quick with you guys. My camera's working. Stop it. The camera wasn't working before, so my son is just he's being 7. But anyway, pushing 8. He'll be 8 and about another one. Stop the camera. May. But anyway, stop, don't do that. So anyway, I was working on self, of course, and I realized the more I go within, the more I meditate, the more information I get on things that are going to help me just to strive, things that are going to help me to thrive and what's going to help my family. Because as you guys know, I lost my husband. So I'm raising this little boy, kind of on my own. And it is kind of difficult to find that balance of when he acts up, or like he needs that discipline, what to do. What do I do? Like, am I just making him too, excuse this, but, too sissified? Am I handling this the way I need to? So he does have an older brother. He has actually 2 older brothers, one, full on, and then the other is bonus, and when I go into meditation, like that helps as well of what to do. And then sometimes it's just about us being at the right place at the right time. I'm struggling trying to teach this boy, okay, you got to learn how to tie your shoes, got to learn how to do this, got to learn how to do this. I end up getting work on my bathroom, and a contractor comes in. And so, he takes to this man for whatever reason. And it's actually the contractor that sits down there and says, oh, you want to be my foreman? Well, you have to learn how to tie his shoe. All right. And that contractor had him tying his shoe within like another week of something that was taking me. I can't even count how long, and it's just like you having that gratitude, you going into meditation, you finding things will be brought to you of what you need. It's like when you're working toward a goal, you'll be surprised at how many signs, how much information is just brought to you just by having that attitude for gratitude. Did I say that correctly? Yeah, having that attitude of gratitude. It'll be so many things that are just positioned. You'll just be in that right position or be in that right place at the right time. And that's another reason why, like, I used to come on UX90 and be like, I'm so grateful for y'all, but I see so much growth, like within, like wanting to just go and throw punch people and just know what? It ain't even worth it. Like, I gotta worry about me. I gotta be here for him. I gotta be here for the others. So, that's it.
No, no.
And
Let me cook. Let
thank
me cook.
y'all.
Let me cook. I'm gonna.
I love it. Thank you so much. Hey, young prince, that was so beautiful. And oh my gosh, the growth, what we grow through, what we go through. That's a t-shirt. I'm getting ready to stamp that. We grow through what we got. I'm gonna put a tree on
I'll
it.
take 5%, please.
Oh, I will definitely.
5%. I don't
We
need a whole lot.
grow through
5%.
what we go through. And you're so right. This experience that I'm having right now, as my parents go through these various transitions mentally. And Jamila, I want to give you a shout out, sis, for your book, Alzheimer's. I gotta hear y'all. Oh man, where's Goddess? Put it in the chat, Goddess. We missed you. What's the name of your book?
Caregiver guide.
It's a caregiver guide, and it has really benefited me because there are so many twists and turns and emotions like you're talking about, Miles, that I can go through in like 5 minutes, let alone 5 hours or a day, just because of all of the ebbs and flows, because we're not just dealing with our energy. See, we're dealing with all of the energies around us that we cannot control. What we can control is our reaction to the energy, with how long we let that energy affect us, because in this human avatar, it's not like we can just walk around. Well, let me just personalize it. It's not like I can just be uh 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 Madonna, the Black Madonna up in here, in my Zen and in my Buddha. No, there's certain energies that come up because I'm healing as well. We're all in here healing and, growing and all of this stuff. So something will tap me a certain way. And like, Anika says, I'm past, well, I would never want to throat punch my parents, but boy, I definitely want to get away from sometime. However, I'm telling you, one of the things, the balance. I'm so grateful for this group as well, Anika, because in preparing for the presentations and stuff, it takes me into the lesson, right? And what I was able to do just this week, this has been a rough week, and I was able to change my perspective and come from a place of grace and come from a place of empathy for myself first. That's the difference. Not just all, oh, for them and this. No, for myself first. Forgiving myself first. Having empathy and grace for myself first. And in doing that, it was easy to then have that grace for all of those around me. And at the same time, knowing that it's okay to have boundaries for how much of ourself we're going to allow a negative energy into, knowing that it's okay to take 5 or 10 or an hour or an afternoon and take care of self. So who's next? Come on in the digital building with your
I'm
come
I'm
on
gonna
in.
come on in and say I had an experience yesterday that even with all of the Zen and the yoga, like you said, everything literally is inside out. You have to work on this inner person. This inner person, I'm telling you, will show you, how you are really when it's time to, exude that outwards. And yesterday I had some things that was happening. I had all my things lined up. I prioritized everything. I did all of that I was supposed to do. I set up my schedule for my U-Box to show up, and all of a sudden, they decided we're going to bring it tomorrow. I'm like, no, 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 no. You can't bring it tomorrow. I have movers coming to come and do that today. All of a sudden, I felt this anxiety come onto me. And I was like, wait, 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 wait. Hold on, hold on. This is going to work out the way it's supposed to work out. You've done your part, they're going to do their part. So I had to stand on my square again as we talk about our boundaries and just be assertive because there were times where I would have been the okay, if you say so. No, no, no. That's no longer that's no longer this chick. This chick is like, no, no, no. I said today, you're going to make it happen today because unless you want to pay for this, because if you want to pay for what I've already paid for, welcome to it. But you know, companies don't want to do that, right? So they decided they found a way to have it there right on time, way before time. They got there, like they told me another hour because they were supposed to be there at 12 yesterday. They came at 12:45. My movers were supposed to be there at 1 o'clock. I called the movers. The moving guy was so helpful. He literally helped me calm down because I thought I was about to freak out because I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I've done everything I was supposed to do. Why is it that when you do what you're supposed to do, that the companies sometimes tend to, mess up or they're not professional, they're not on their game? And I'm like, wait a minute, is this what am I supposed to get from this? And I was just grateful that even though I had my moment of anxiety, it brought me back to breathe, rest, hold on. You know what you've done. And what you speak out, you're going to get in return. And that's when I noticed that because as I started to do my own inner work, and I've even talked about that on my show, and it was so crazy because I posted it on Friday and it didn't it didn't show up because I didn't have it on public. I thought all I had to do was click, click like I was like I was supposed to, and it didn't show up till the next day. I was like, nobody saw my video. What happened? And it was crazy because even in the video, I was like, if nobody looks at this video, I'm glad that I was able to get what I needed to get out. And this energy about balance and justice, because for us as Libras, we're about justice and balance. So it's like if you do something that is not correct, then I'm righteous in my judgment now. I think I should be able to get my judgment on. However, I did have to realize that I couldn't hold on to that situation. I had to allow judgment to do what it's going to do. It's not me. I don't have any control over that. Only person I have control over is me, like you said, Tish, and how I react. And so when I had to come to that realization, which at one point did not sit well with me, y'all, because I was always the one that had to put the hands on. I need to be the one who, dispense judgment. But no, that's not for you to do. Judgment is for the universe or whoever is supposed to do. And once I got to that part, it was okay. Now I can rest. It was a weight that was lifted off of my shoulders when I had to, when I had to let that part go in within me of getting back and holding resentment and holding. But now that I understand that it's okay for me to take my me time, it's without guilt because I used to feel guilty about putting me first. And why? Well, how did we get to this point where you don't you can't give yourself what you give to others? And I had looked up that word compassion and I did not like the definition, one of those definitions that said pity. And I'm like, I'm not pitying myself, but I can be gentle with myself. I can be kind to myself. I don't have to be hard because I used to be a very judgmental person as well towards myself, which is how I judge everybody else. Because if I'm judging me, I'm judging everyone else. And I'm like, oh, and so I'm thinking that they're judging me just like I'm judging them, and I'm judging me. So I'm getting double judgment because I'm judging me. I'm thinking they're judging me, and then I'm judging them. And then once I had to get to that part of this shit's got to go. Excuse my language. I got to let all of this. I got to let that go because it's it was literally making me sick when I realized how it literally affects your internal body, anger, resentment, unforgiveness, how it stirs up poisons within your own body. It's not worth it. And that's why I was so grateful when you said to Anika that you don't need your high blood pressure. No, you don't. You're so much more worth your life and you feeling good about yourself than whatever anybody else is doing. I'm not gonna preach because I don't went long, but that's okay. I just wanted to say that really quickly, family. this energy right now and this balance of, going within and doing that shadow work. I mean, I'm digging out stuff that was in a corner. I thought it was like, oh, I thought it was out. And I was like, oh, I got it. Oh, no, it's like a little hard callus right there. You got to get that mug out of there. You got to go. You trying to stay, but you got to go. You don't belong here any longer. Not in this space, not in this world, not the world that I create. The world that I create, I demand certain things to happen in my world. And that's what's going to be. Peace, family.
And
Ashe.
may the church say amen
Amen.
and say amen again. That
Somebody
we
tap
all
their
needed
neighbor
that
on the
service too.
shoulder and say, neighbor.
I want to say thank you for this hero's journey today because it is it's a good tool for me in the midst of the conflama to just pause and say, okay, how do I grow through this moment? I know I'm going through it, but how do I grow through it? And it's a really good question. Because in the moment, you'll get the answer, you know. One that I practice also is, what does love look like in this moment? When I have the presence of mind on it. Just depends on the level of stress and what I'm really going through. But yeah, this hero's journey is really a very gentle reminder, because if I am living it, or if I'm living in it with the perception that there's stuff going on outside of me, then everything is a reflection of what's going on inside of me.
Mm.
As I go through, you know, my judgments, my interactions, my ideas about what is really going on and all of that going on, to become present enough to realize, Jamila, this is your hero's journey. So what is being reflected versus, how inappropriately can I act in this moment to get this off? Whatever my habit has been in terms of how I, handle the stress. But thank you. Thank you for this. It's another tool in the arsenal, you know. I just say, let's go.
Let's go. I love that thought of what is going on outside of us is a reflection of what's happening inside. And it is often something that we're not aware of. It can even be in our subconscious or our unconscious, but it's there somewhere because we're attracting it. We're experiencing it. Uh, and it and or it's there for the growth. It's there to for something we ask for, because often we'll ask for, like we want our alchemical powers or our magical powers to be amplified. We want to reconnect with the great orishas and ascended masters. We have these grandiose requests, not necessarily always understanding that in order to get to that, which the universe will grant us, it sometimes requires another road down the hero's journey.
Right. We
So that's
melanated,
beautiful.
we even say we're magnetic, melanated magnetic, we are.
Yeah.
So it's what we're attracting as we walk down the road, as we get
Okay.
on the road.
Amazing. I also want to just say really quickly, Yolanda, when you shared that with me about the word compassion, y'all know I live in the world of words. That's my jam. So I immediately had to go into the etymology and do a whole deep dive myself. And I'm telling you, I really recommend this book by Sevan Bomar. It's on etymology. I don't have the exact name of it right in front of me. I'll try to find it. It's that deep. He wrote it like 10 years or more ago, but he went on a journey into etymology of words and the sorcery of the English language. And he breaks down how so many everyday words that have been woven into our vocabulary with different meanings, but at the root, there's other things. So we're constantly speaking unknowingly, like curses over ourselves, or we're agreeing with things that we don't intend to agree on, or we're calling ourselves dumb when we say we're being nice, or, but nice means, it doesn't mean, it's not nice what nice means. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that kind of widened my eyes is that also compassion means to share the sorrow with, to share, to literally feel the same sorrow, or to have. And I was like, that's not exactly what I'm wanting to do. I'm really not wanting to share that sorrow with them. I'm wanting to help elevate them, or to be able to support them in their moment. You see what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily want to share the energy. So again, it's very deep what can happen when the more knowledge, knowledge is information, putting the knowledge to use is power.
Well,
So
sis,
is there
uh,
anyone else who wants to
and
come
I'm
on in?
gonna piggyback off of that if you don't mind. But also keep in mind that when we stepped into this, we're we are the alchemists. So when you do show compassion to somebody, yes, there is the negative connotation in that definition that I'm just learning today. So I am today's years old, and I will do my deep research myself. But as an alchemist, if I am compassionate and I'm dealing with somebody with an issue, the whole point of me is to align with their or empathize with their energy, and then alchemize it, and then give it back in a way that it changes not just me but them as well. So as we take some of this knowledge in, let's also keep in mind who we are when we're taking it in. You're not the average person. You're not the average being uh, walking on this plane of existence. So some of these words I think are meant for us to alchemize them.
Mm.
So keep that in mind. Don't reject everything, because a true teacher must know all of it. So I'm not saying go out to be a cokehead to find out what cocaine does to your body, but it is good to know what the effects are, the negative effects. So I can now alchemize those negative effects and teach somebody, okay, listen, you don't need to go down this road, because these are the things that are going to happen. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So it's about understanding as well. So I do agree that we definitely have to understand the words that we are speaking. We have to learn these words. But within learning those words, don't block them out as if they don't affect what you have to do and what your mission is on this planet. And that's
I
what I right there.
love that.
Yeah.
That's a very, see, and again, as Dot, he can pop into your head at any moment, and it's just like two things can be right, right? You know how he'll say two things
Excellent.
can
Yeah.
both be right, and this is a perfect example of it, because I always thought compassion meant to come with passion, so, and then and the other thing too, and here's my Libra balance going, well, I think this way. Well, yeah, I think this way too. Here's my Libra balance. Like you said, we are alchemists. And just like someone made up that word and put their meaning on it, we can then make up our word and put our meaning on it. So, but I also love, though, to have the knowledge, because it is a sorcery. It is good to know that the English language was created as a tool for sorcerers. It is important to know that, because even if you just that knowledge of it helps you to intentionally shift the meaning, shift the energy, shift the intention. Yes, LG, thank you for. Oh, is this goddess girl? Are you on? Are you
Yeah.
on your phone in your? Listen
Chanel is
to
in the
the.
building. I think Chanel wants to say something.
Come on
Yeah,
in.
and I have to dip out soon.
Oh, come on
But
in,
yeah.
Chanel.
Yes, yes. Peace to everyone. Peace, peace. I have an appointment in 30 minutes. So I have to run out soon. But I did want to say, one, beautiful breathing exercises, beautiful meditation. Thank you so much for creating this space and having us come together, right? But I wanted to touch on some aspects of the hero's journey because just like I just watched Wicked. By the way, I didn't know it was a Broadway show. I thought it was something they just created. So learning about the whole history of Wicked, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. But sometimes when you're on the hero's journey, you don't realize that you're the hero. Sometimes when you're on your hero's journey, you're also made out to be the villain. And if you don't know yourself and if you don't know your power, if you don't know that your intentions are coated in love and well meaning, you can find yourself falling into the victim role. I'm sorry, the villain role that other people put you in. So it's important to know, remember, and always stand on your righteousness, your own authenticity. And just because you do some things that people may not comprehend, they may not understand, they may not gel with, that doesn't mean that you are wrong. Every one of us has our own path, our own journey. We all cannot be the same. We did not come here to be the same. We came here, as it has been stated so many times, to be alchemists. That is the highest form of sorcery. And we live in a space where everything is created from us. So just like Yolanda said, okay, you know what? No, I don't accept that. You all need to fix it. You need to change it. I don't care what hell needs to be moved, but it needs to come to pass. And it happened because your words create your world. Your actions, your belief systems create what it is that you experience on the outside. All these other things are just tools to enhance your world. This full moon in Libra is just a tool to highlight and enhance what it is that you've been experiencing in your relationships. What boundaries need to be strengthened. I had to tell someone the other day, someone I love near and dear to my heart, someone who's in my inner circle, that they were playing with me. You're playing with my intelligence. And I'm not someone to be played with. And if you can't respect that, then with all due love, respect, honor, and joy, you can go kick rocks because I will keep pushing. I'm not going to allow you to come into my personal space and try my boundaries. So, regardless of who it is that is showing you where you need some enhancements or some strengthening in your life, take the message, apply it, because knowledge is wonderful, it's powerful, it causes all the great exaltations, but if you don't apply it, it's useless. Know that you are it and you can be whatever you want to be instantaneously because you are an alchemist. You are a creator. You are a god. You are a goddess. And you do not need anyone's permission. You don't need anyone's help. You don't need anyone's assistance. You don't need to wait on the universe because you are the universe. You are versed in you. It is inside of you. You expel that, and that is what you experience. There is nothing higher or greater than you because you are all that there is. And if you allow yourself to tap into that inner version of you, you can see all the different levels and all the different layers. These near-death experiences, they do give you a flash and a glimpse. They give you like a wormhole, right? Or like Mario going through the chimney. You get to skip some stages where you can see certain things that you may not have been able to see prior. However, it is already in you. You don't have to wait for it to be created because you create it once you state it. It's right now. So stand firm in your heroic actions. Some people may look at dark energy, dark goddesses, right? Kali Ma's coming to mind and be like, oh, that's scary and that's horrible. However, that is still a part of you because nothing can exist in this universe unless it is created. There's different polarities, the beautiful balance. So take today, take to now to know that in everything has an opposite polar, and you can choose what side of the pole you are reacting on, you're responding to, and don't beat yourself up if you choose you over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? So I love you all. I do have to dip out, but thank you again, Miss Lovely, Goddess Lovely. You're so beautiful. I love your hair so much, by the way. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for your shining energy. Thank you for putting yourself out there. Thank you for shining your on the world. Thank you, YogiGee, and thank you to all the beautiful other beings and souls that came into this space to help raise the vibration and the frequency in this moment.
Thank you for the
Ashe,
word.
ashe, and
Ashe.
ashe.
Can I get an amen?
Say.
All of that.
We love you,
Tap
Chanel.
your
Thank you.
neighbor on
Love
the
you,
shoulder and
Chanel,
say,
ascending
neighbor.
infinite goddess. That's the ascending
Yeah,
infinite
Yes,
goddess
ascending
in the
infinite
thank
goddess,
you.
give
building.
it to us. Thank you.
Beautiful. Ditto to everything. What a wonderful, that's kind of like a mic drop moment to wrap it up on.
Yeah, I think we did
Unless
it.
there's somebody else, because whoever's going to follow that, you might want to hold it until next week, unless it's real. Because that
That's how
was
you close
just
it
the
out.
mic drop bookend to this session. Right before what is so powerful, and I earlier I said that the music I chose was a song called Beautiful. That was the song I initially chose until I saw this one. As you all know, we drop a musical a pill of musical medicine at the end of our Sunday sessions. And because of YouTube, I'm going to in the those who are watching this on YouTube, you will not hear this because I don't want to have any copyright issues. So if you do want to be a part of the live every Sunday rising at 9:20, just send an email to lovelylifetv@gmail.com. And I'm going to put that on the screen in the edit before I upload. But with that being said, and on that note, thank you everyone. Love and light. If there's anyone that has to run out, I want to just let you know how beautiful, how powerful, how amazing, how magical this rising was. I want to congratulate all of us for taking the baton of this hero's journey, for saying yes, because all of each other's hero's journey helps our hero. Your hero's journey is my hero's journey, and vice versa. So each one reach one, iron sharpening iron, all of us deciding to be together in this moment. So love and light to you. I'm going to turn my mic off, turn the music on, and here's our musical medicine by way of Professor Griff. So let me get it popping.